an opportunity here to speak to values and to bring in this thread of AI. And I realised that this isn't actually something that I have spoken to through the business platform, and that it feels important to do so, not to kind of state a position, so to speak, but just to be transparent about how AI is present and to what extent it would have any sort of shaping or interfacing with the work that we do and what we offer, because I think so many people are utilising these tools now, either actively engaging with the technology directly or in a kind of indirect way because they are using services which have integrated AI models into the interfaces and the software. And obviously the landscape is going to keep shifting and changing at a rapid pace, to the point likely where this conversation of to utilise or not to utilise will become a much that will be a consideration that is much further down the chain, if you like, because the normalization of how it is used will prioritise, I feel. So firstly, I'd like to say that in terms of the resources that we offer, self-study resources, in the kind of form of digital downloads that people can access, whether that's a worksheet, a guided audio meditation, a video, whatever the format is, these are created by me. You might have seen some of my other videos kind of going through my very physical creative process, which is very much tactile and like big sheets of paper on the floor and pens and other tools. So the scribing and kind of working as if I was a draftswoman is very much my initial kind of brain dump to get things out there flowing and onto the page. And then eventually there is a kind of translation piece that happens where it is made into a digital product so that it can be easily accessed, that it can be shared easily, and yeah, it's just a better way to distribute the resource to a larger number of people. So in that process, there is no intersection with, there is no prompts or, product creation from a resource point of view that happens with, like, here are the components, make me a worksheet. That is not how I work. So I feel that's important to say, because there's also a reality around workflow and how long it takes to ultimately produce something, and the process of getting to a place where you feel like this is of a standard and a quality where it feels ready to share, and that it feels like it's a good representation of the ethos, the work that we do, and a mark of quality as well, and attention to detail. So yeah, that feels really important to say that and to claim that, and that there's no inherent criticism of using these tools in that way to assist with a creation process. But that is kind of counter to the very nature of connecting with that internal voice or communication and creating an outlet for that to be authentically expressed, and then, yes, translating it so that it can be accessed through other modes. But at no point is there an AI kind of companion guiding or prompting that creation process. So, do I use AI? Yes, I do. I'm still navigating what that relationship looks like and feels like and what feels good to me. I think when it comes to using any kind of tool, it needs to be about having something that is a supportive aid to pick up when it is needed, and not something that we become codependent on. Something that will assist a process or be useful in a productivity context, but not a replacement for creative problem solving, and not a replacement for generating ideas that actually could have come about, I'm saying organically, but through your own excavation process with the nuance and the flavour and the uniqueness that is you. So there could be an argument to say, well, bringing that information into an interface like this and training it and using that then as a kind of mirror or a reflection tool then can create the resources you want in your voice. But I would bring a kind of an alternative perspective to that, to say, yes, as a mirror, as a kind of soundboarding tool, as an accountability partner to work on a task, yes. As a reflection of, here's a brain dump of information, I would like to structure and organise this information into a tangible workflow that prioritises X, Y, Z. I think primarily at the moment that is the way that I am using it, because that feels the most helpful and it feels the most empowering. And then it feels like it's genuinely useful and then enhancing, because I'm utilizing the kind of logic function to be like, okay, how do I want to go about my tasks for the day? So in a communication sense, having an interaction where you're then receiving responses that kind of elicits this conversational quality, I think can sometimes be enough of a companion sort of boost to really help you get things done when you need to. But that is how I'm using it at the moment, and I would not want to be in a position where I would want to feel that I was reliant on that for generating ideas and replacing my own capacity and reflex to be creative and to actually even sometimes sit with discomfort of struggling with something and not knowing. And rather than actually having to meet that discomfort and sit with it and work with it, that I would reach out to a tool that kind of disrupts what is quite a natural part of processing that I need to achieve. So that's where I'm at the moment. Let me know your thoughts.